Revelation 18. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, in the cup which he hath filled to her double.
Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem YAHAWASHI, Bahashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who are unto truth of the gospel of Yahawashi from, and peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the house of David, which is the elect, the men, women, and children that are predestined to receive salvation and to be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel. All right, man, if this ain't the end times, man, this is every day, man. You know, every day, multiple times a day, the Lord is just, showing why he's going to destroy this place. Okay, and let me dislike this for the vibration's sake. All right, 144. Lord willing. Okay, I just seen this on ABC News. Okay, and the scriptures talks about how, you're not even supposed to speak of the evil and the wickedness that people are doing. As in like promoting it. Let me get that real quick. Romans, the first chapter. Romans 1 verse. I'm going to start at 29. It says, being filled, let me start at 28. And even as they did not retain God in their knowledge, power gave them over to a reprobate mind to do things that were not convenient. And this is speaking about the Israelites that have gone, after the way of Baal, all right, that have followed in the ways, that have drunken of the wine of the fornication of Babylon the Great, which is spearheaded by Esau Edom. Okay, so a lot of our people, they see this, and as you see the title, polyamory increases in popularity as record numbers flock to dating apps. Now, when you go into the definition of polyamory, right, it says the practice of engaging in multiple romantic, all right, and we go into the root word of romantic is Roman, okay, Roman, this Roman Empire all over again, all right, which in Rome you had an island called Lesbo, okay, which in that island you had women that were engaging in sex with each other. All right, that's where the terminology lesbian comes from. All right, it's the island called Lesbo. You can look it up. It says, and typically sexual relationships with the consent of all people involved. All right, so you have people, and when you see the picture here, you just see Jake, all right, just doing, this filthiness alongside with these heathens. Okay. And now what you got happening here in Babylon, aka Sodom, is, this is being promoted. Okay. This is a mainstream media news outlet, and this is what they're what's the word I'm looking for? Reporting on, man. All right. It says ABC News, Elwin Lopez reports on the return to dating as more Americans get vaccinated, with some turning from monogamy towards polyamory. Okay? So let's just listen to this, man. It's filthy. But at the same time, this goes to show you why the Lord is going to destroy this place, man, and the people in it. Okay? And the Lord has measured it in time, but through the Spirit we feel it can't come soon enough. All right, the scripture tells you that we can't hasten above the Lord, but we are in the spirit of Lot, man. Okay, being vexed with the filthy conversations of the wicked. Every day this place shows you why the Lord is going to destroy this place, man. All right, let's listen.
You may have heard the term hot next summer, well, as more Americans get vaccinated, they are eager to get back on the dating scene and return to those popular apps for those looking for a little romance. But as Elwin Lopez reports, increasingly singles are not looking for one person to meet. They're trying to make up for lost time, apparently, and find two partners at the same time.
Red Lucifer has found love, but is still looking.
Too hot to handle for the Brooklyn street.
Scrolling through dating apps,
25, too young. They pretty much open to anything.
in search of a second match to add to her existing one.
I'm looking for Saturday night orgies and white picket fences. Like,
You see that? Saturday night orgies and white picket fences. This is the mindset of East. This is the mindset of Babylon. Okay, straight up and down. This is what people have indulged in. This is the mind, the spirit, the vibration that is in this place, man. And the thing is, people see this as just being completely normal. Why? Because the vibration, okay, the wine of Babylon's fornication that has gone throughout this, Babylon in the world, okay, polluting the minds of the people. This is what happens when you have a wicked ruler in authority, man. And the Lord has given us examples, all right, written examples of history of what happens to countries and people that engage and promote this type of abomination. So we know what the end is for this country is, man. For this kingdom is, man. We know what the end is. And it's rightfully so. Rightfully so, man.
so right now I am currently in a polyamorous relationship. I have an amazing partner who I love so much. We've been together just over 2 years, and it's polyamorous, and he's married and has a family and has 2 children.
Now, see, this is completely different because what she just said is that he's married and he has 2 children. All right, so he has a wife, and if this was a righteous kingdom, right, he would have her as another wife. I'm pretty sure that guy's an Edomite, whatever. So he would have 2 wives, and they would be his, because the scriptures tells you that a wife, he that getteth a wife getteth a possession. You see? But in this kingdom, no, it's, well, you can have me and I can have you, but then you can have somebody else, and then I can have somebody else, and then it's just a whole bunch of just, as she just said, orgies going on, man. Where in the ancient world, a man could have multiple wives, but they all belonged to him, and they, for the most part, unless they were widows, they were virgins. So there is no diseases being spread because his rod is entering into them, and if they're virgins, there is no because you can't create a gonorrhea or syphilis. They gotta be spread unto you by doing wicked, abominable, immoral sexual activities. But having multiple wives and they're all faithful unto you, is not a abomination. And that's what this world doesn't understand, because in this world, a man having multiple wives, having multiple wives is actually against the law. You can't legally be married to two or more women, but they'll let this happen. They'll put this on the mainstream media. Orgy sex, homosexual sex, transgender sex. It's getting to the point where they're promoting pedophilia sex too. And this is the same vibration, the same activity that was happening in Sodom, man. But actually, even worse than Sodom. That's why the Lord said that it would be more tolerable in Sodom and Gomorrah than in the day, of judgment, man. Because they done superseded what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Esau in his warped mind and his perverse, kingdom, they done taken the wickedness of Sodom and multiplied it, man.
After being cooped up, quarantining, many Americans are ready to get out and mingle.
As we're coming out of the pandemic and we're wanting to connect back with people and meet new people, I am definitely more open and curious about new relationships and new friend groups and all kinds of newness and seeing like what the world has to offer. I feel like dating apps do provide a way to find like-minded people, because I can pretty quickly tell if you're going to be a kinky type of person that's going to be into what I'm into.
Throughout the pandemic, the number of users on dating apps hit an all-time high. The top 20 dating apps had a cumulative average of 17 million daily users, 2 million more than a year before, with one option in particular seeing a wild surge.
We had a threesome and I just never left.
Excuse me.
Did this conversation involve this?
The app Feel.
And even in the ancient world, where the man had multiple wives, he wasn't laying with them at the same time, man, because Scripture tells you it's a sin for a man to see another man's nakedness and a woman to see another woman's nakedness. Okay, the act of sex is between a man and a woman. It's not between a man and two women at the same time, or two women and one man, or two men and one woman. All right, or one woman and two men. Okay, but that's what happens here, man. The immorality, sex, which is supposed to be a union between a man and a woman, which is why Paul said, "Let every man have his own wife." But that's not what's going on here. It's completely opposite. All right, and they showed you. So, like, you for stopping it again. That this TV show called The Shy. This season, they're promoting in this, although they already promoted, homosexuality in this kingdom. Homosexuality has become, so normalized that people look at homosexuals. It's not a thing that, there's pride, right? There's pride now with homosexuals. Okay, so they passed it from being homosexuals to now you got you had transvestites before. But now they passed that to where you got transgenders. And you got men turning into women and then dating other women, or women turning into men and dating a woman. It's just complete and utter, chaos, man, to the point where you can't even tell the difference between a man and a woman sometimes. You go to Atlanta and places like that, San Francisco, hey man, that's why I got a friend in the world in Atlanta. I told him, I'm not trying to go to Atlanta, man, because that's the gay. Atlanta and San Francisco is a Sodom capital. That's Sodom and Gomorrah here in Babylon, man. And you have it to the point where you can't tell whether or not certain women are men or certain men are women. Complete confusion, man. And that's what the scriptures, that's why this place is referred to as Babylon the Great. The word Babylon goes to the Hebrew word babal, which means confusion. Babal, a confusion of great, man. Great confusion is in the midst of this land, man.
Says between 2020 and 2021, it has seen a 670% increase in singles listing threesomes at the top of their wish list. According to a study done by Kenzie Institute researcher Dr. LaMiller, that's also the most common sexual fantasy amongst Americans, with some 95% of men and 87% of women having fantasized about sex with multiple partners.
In our recent survey, we actually found that 52% of Americans, a majority, said they tried something new in the bedroom during the pandemic. And the people who tried new things are actually much happier than those who didn't. I think that's also part of where this interest is coming from in threesomes and being a little bit kinkier. It's just a way of interjecting that novelty to try and get the spark back in the relationship and keep it going.
Lockdown pushing some users to swipe for a very specific kind of love on apps.
We suppress sexuality so much that we never explore it properly.
Anna Karova's partner launched Field, after she told him she was attracted to women. Now she's the app's CEO.
It's impossible to think that sexual desire is not normalized already. It's a part of us, it's part of our bodies, and it's what we're all born with. So normalizing it is just bringing it back to where it should be.
The app encourages that normalization, and the pandemic, she says, served as its catalyst.
There's just been a desire to be honest. I think we're just, and especially younger generations and people these days, we're just fed up with lies.
It's referred to as ethical non-monogamy. For Rev, honesty is a big selling point.
Before I started having ethically non-monogamous relationships, I was primarily in...
Do you hear the hypocriticalness of that? Ethically non-monogamy. That's an oxymoron, man. Because if it's not monogamy, meaning between a man and a woman, right? And once again, a man can have multiple wives. He is monogamous with those multiple wives because he's not having threesomes. He's not having both of his wives at the same time. That's not ethical. All right, let's go. Let's look at this word ethical, because you know Esau likes to change. He likes to change definitions of things, and that's crazy. Ethical non-monogamy. Let's see definition. All right, it says relating to moral principles or the branch of knowledge dealing with these. All right, let's go to etymology to ethical. Pertaining to morality, okay, your morals. But here in Babylon, the morals is completely upside down. There is no morals. The moral in Babylon is do as thy will. Okay, yeah, ethics, study of morals. All right, and this is why you need the order of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, because that is the standard that righteousness is set by. But living in Babylon the Great under Esau Edom, he creates his own ethics. And we know that this devil is perverse. So the ethics that Esau creates is actually unethical. It's actually immoral. That's what fornication of the flesh is. And immoral sexual activity. But here in America, and because of America has spread its philosophies throughout the world, right? The things that are considered ethical are now unethical, and the things that were considered unethical are now ethical. Evil is considered good, and good is considered evil.
Relationships that weren't the best for me. I was often finding myself being the other woman and having people cheat on their significant others with me. I wanted
they call that cheating, right? Yo, this. Hey, man, I can't wait, man. Throw up prayers tonight. They call a man having another woman, all right, if he has a wife and he has another woman, cheating. But why is that considered cheating? Because in this kingdom, it's demonized. It's demonized for a man to have multiple wives. So he has to go about and so-called hide the fact that he has another wife. And he shouldn't have to do that. It shouldn't be cheating, because once again, the woman belongs to the man. The scripture tells you that the woman was made for the man. Okay, as long as he's not lessening the duties of marriage. As long as he's taking care of her, taking care of his first wife, he can have another wife, and as long as he has the means to take care of that other woman as well, his other wife as well. But in this kingdom, that's considered cheating. That's considered wrong. But this is okay though. Fucking. Oh man, excuse my language.
Freedom to really allow relationships and dynamics to be what the best dynamic is for me and that person.
But these types of relationships go way back to pre-pandemic times.
I'm David. I'm Mark.
I'm ready.
They call themselves X9X26X. After 3 years of a two-way love story, David and Mark branched out to add one more.
Some people wouldn't like fit what we wanted. Some people wanted to break us up.
They gotta be destroyed, man.
Yeah, and some
There's
people
no other
just,
way. There's no
didn't
other
have
way,
the same
man.
mindset that we had in a way, so it kind of
At least
didn't
they
work.
repent.
So it was just crazy how we met.
But they don't want to
Now,
repent.
with Ray on board, they have taken off on social media in hopes that all throuples are less side-eyed.
So I feel like now with social media, we have the power to let the world know, like, you know, polyamorous, being poly is actually like, let's normalize it. It's happening in 2021. People say, are you jealous?
You hear that? It's happening in 2021. Because this was always the agenda of Esau anyway, man. Okay? The whole, actually, you have this TV show, A Brave New World, which is based off of a novel in 1932, okay? Based off of Aldous Huxley's groundbreaking 1932 novel, Brave New World imagines a utopia, which really is a dystopia, all right? It's Esau's perverted, heightened level of what he wants his kingdom to achieve, and that's why you have the let's finish reading. It says a society that has achieved peace and stability, right? So this is Esau's mindset of what peace and stability is through the prohibition, which meaning the prohibition meaning the what? The Salakia, I can't think of the word. Let me just get it. Salakia. Prohibition. Prohibition. Salakia, my bad. The act of forbidding, right? Forbidding by authority. An order forbidding certain actions. Okay, like when you had the prohibition of alcohol. So at a certain point in American history, drinking was prohibited by the authority. All right, which is why you had dive bars, which still stand today in certain areas of the country, which are like hidden bars that people used to go to drink because it was prohibited by law by America. So in this novel, which they made a TV show out of it, okay, called A Brave New World, and I watched this TV show, and once again, it lines directly up with what he ultimately wants to achieve, in his new world order, which is why you had the World Economic Forum. They came out and said, what? You will own nothing and you will be happy. So they said what? Brave New World imagines a utopia society that has achieved peace and stability through the prohibition, all right, the forbidding by law of monogamy, privacy, money, family. All right, what is the family structure? A man, a woman, and children. And history itself. Yep, and that's what they're trying to do. We're taking out the history of the slavery of the Israelites. Okay, what do they call it? The critical race theory. Them trying to ban that from being taught. Okay, all these things is because Esau has this warped idea of what he can achieve as a new world order, or as they call it in this TV show, a brave new world. So one of the things that was prohibited was what? Monogamy. And when you look at it, I'm gonna play the trailer. This is exactly what Esau wants for reality, man. They say art imitates reality. Nah, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Art is imitating what is actually going on right now in here in Babylon the Great. And that right there was like supposed to be like a pill that made you basically have no feelings.
This is New London. Everyone's happy here. Everyone has a place. There's no hunger, no violence.
There's no pain there, John. Everyone fits. I've always wanted that for you.
This is your home now. You just need to embrace this place and let it be wonderful.
that connecting with the eye, they put a little contact on, but it had a little, if you see, it had a little, like a little line right there, and it basically goes into your retina, okay, and you connect with everybody else that's in this society. So it's really the charagma, but they use it, to put it in your eye.
Everyone belongs to everyone else.
You see that? Look at that.
We're never alone here. Everyone's connected.
That's what Esau wants, man. Everybody belongs to everybody else. In this TV show, they would have parties, and it would just be a complete orgy where nobody would have sex with the same person. Men would have sex with men. Women would have sex with women. Men would have sex with a woman. Multiple. It was just complete Sodom on steroids, man. Sodom on steroids, and that's what Esau is trying to achieve here in Babylon.
We're never alone here. Everyone's connected.
I've been watching you people, but this place is so perfect. Why is it upside down? There's a disruption.
I just can't seem to get back to myself.
Virus enters a cell, turning the body against itself.
We need to stop this before this goes too far.
See, that said everybody happy now, and that goes back to what the World Economic Forum, their agenda was. All right, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
We're at the beginning of something. Something necessary. If you're not happy, you're nothing at all.
You see, and that's Esau's mind, man. To be happy is to do as thou wilt. But no, we, the hopeful elect, man, we have the mind of YAHAWASHI, man, and we want to truly have true life, as YAHAWASHI say, I come to give you life and give you more and give it to you more abundant. Is to follow the order of Yahweh that Yahweh has set up, man. Because this devil, he will never have a true utopia. Okay, he's never going to achieve a world where it's peace and stability. No, that's going to come through his downfall. It's going to come through the destruction of his kingdom and the establishment of the kingdom of heaven, man, where there will be order, where there will be structure, where the things will, as the scripture says, that where dwells in righteousness, man. What Esau is trying to get, trying to achieve is completely unrighteousness.
Because he's always very and this and that, but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like jealousy is kind of like a disease. So for me, I had to eliminate the whole jealousy. I have an open mind.
For Rev, the jealousy is of a different type.
I want my own husband. I want my own family. I want my own children. I know that's where my jealousy comes from.
But you see that? See, because that's what the natural use of a woman is. She has her family. She has her children, okay? She has her husband. But then here it is now, because she doesn't have that, well, she could have that with the one man that she's dealing with, if this was a righteous place, if righteous laws were put in place. Okay, that's why the scripture says, woe unto you that decree unrighteous decrees. So now she goes out and now she's looking to have sex with multiple men to try to find the one man that it will be okay with her being engaged in multiple sex partners, but yet she can still come home to him and have her children in her house. And like I was saying in that TV show, The Shy, they're pushing open marriages, man, in that TV show. It's everything is just completely out of course, man. Just completely out of course.
Is that my partner has those things and I don't.
The endless swiping, a step closer to the goal of having a family of our own to add to the mix.
We live in a society in which that heteronormative monogamous lifestyle is the norm. It is what we are conditioned to believe is the only way. But there are other ways that are natural, that do feel good, that can be supportive, that bring more love, more understanding, more respect. And that is what I think poly is about. It's about more love, not less.
No, it's not natural. It's unnatural, man. But this goes to show you why the Lord said what he said. And this is, even though this is vexing, this also is a sign of the end, man. It's a sign that the Lord is about to return and destroy this place, man. Because if he doesn't, as the scripture says, let's get that real quick. Isaiah the 9th chapter. I mean, not the 9th, so like Isaiah the 1st chapter, verse 9. It says, except the Lord of hosts has left us a very small remnant. The remnant is the saints, man, the elect of of Israel. The ones who see the unnaturalness and the wickedness of this and sigh and cry for the abominations that are being done here, man. It's a very small remnant, a very small number compared to the people that partake in this type of a lifestyle, and then also the ones who might not necessarily partake in it, but they agree with it. All right, as it says in the book of Romans, right here. Okay, it says Romans 1 verse 29. It says, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication. Okay, going to the word fornication, porneia. That's where you get the word porn from. It says illicit sexual intercourse. Okay, adultery is a form of fornication. And adultery is a man having sex with another man's wife. Okay, or a woman that is married having sex with another man. So what is fornication? So adultery, but it's not a married man having sex with a non-married woman. That's not adultery. It's a married person, all right? Either a married man having sex with a married woman. I mean, either a man, whether he's married or not, having sex with a married woman, or a married woman having sex with a man outside of her marriage. That is adultery. It says fornication, homosexuality, lesbianism, intercourse with animals. Okay? That's what adultery is of the flesh. Because you have spiritual, Salaki, that's what fornication is of the flesh. Because you have spiritual fornication as well. But this is what is promoted here. But according to the Holy Bible, right, which this devil has taken into his hand, saying that this is the law of the law of the land. This is a quote unquote Christian nation. It's a complete lie. I mean, that's why the scripture says, "What do you do to have take my laws and commandments and statutes into your hand, man?" It says covetousness, wickedness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. Okay, these dating websites that promote this type of behavior is evil, is an invention of evil things. Disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection. Okay, natural affection, implacable, Salakia, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God. In this whole world, especially here in Babylon, they know about Sodom. Okay, they know about why the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So they know the judgment of the Most High, man. That they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So the ones that have pleasure in the people that do these things, they also are worthy of death. You have a lot of so-called straight people go to gay parades, man. Oh, I'm going to support my friend. Love is love. Hey, man, the Lord gonna show you love, all right. So this is the book of Luke 17, verse go straight to the point. 17 verse 33. It says, so not 33, Salakia. 17 verse 28. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. All right. went along with their lives as if their wickedness was not going to be judged. The same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So there's going to be flood behavior. There's going to be Sodom behavior, man, going on in the earth. And this goes to show you that this is exactly what's happening right now. So this is how we know that we're at the end of this age, man. All right. 2 Peter 2 verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. So Sodom and Gomorrah in the immoral sexual behavior, all right, that was going down there, along with other abominations that they were doing. The Lord destroyed it as an example to the people that live after. And what do people do? Instead of taking heed to that example, they're doing what? They're following after that and going even further than what was going down in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. It says, and delivered just Lot vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. And we go into that word conversation. It's the manner of life. All right. And we are vexed with the filthy manner of life that is going on in this place, man. It's out of control, man. As the scripture says, his sins has reached the heavens. It says, for that righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. And if this doesn't vex you, you need to fast and pray, man. Something is seriously wrong with you if this does not vex you. If the fact that this is being promoted and it's increasing in popularity here in Babylon, if that doesn't give you the mindset to want this place to be destroyed, you're a part of the problem, man. You are a part of the problem. And the solution is death. Jude 1 and 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth an example. So the Lord showed you, and hey man, everything was written aforetime for our learning. The Lord said that he had this Sodom and Gomorrah and that destruction happened because it was going to be an example unto what is going to happen in these times to the people that are following that same behavior, going after that same perverse spirit. It says suffering the vengeance of eternal fire, man. So when you go into this in another version, it says, and don't forget Sodom and Gomorrah. See, that's the thing. People forgot Sodom and Gomorrah. They think Sodom and Gomorrah was just a story, a fairy tale story. No, there's still to this day evidence of fire being rained down in the land that is now no longer able to be lived in because it's complete ashes and salt, right? Sulfur. You look up Sodom and Gomorrah, proof of Sodom and Gomorrah being burnt. Type that in YouTube, and you're going to see people that actually went to the land where Sodom and Gomorrah was at, and is still sulfur there, man. And nothing grows over there. So it says, and don't forget Sodom and Gomorrah and their neighboring towns, which were filled with immorality, okay? Immorality and every kind of sexual perversion. Those cities were destroyed by fire and served as a warning of the eternal fire of the Most High's judgment. Hey, and the Lord's going to send that fire, okay, upon Babylon the Great. And it's going to be more tolerable to be in Sodom and Gomorrah in the day that it was destroyed than when it happens here in Babylon, man. Every kind of sexual perversion. And Sodom and Gomorrah will look at Babylon, and the people of Sodom and Gomorrah will look at Babylon like, damn, we didn't even do that. We didn't change our genders, okay? We didn't cut off, make our rods into vaginas, and cut off the women cut off their breasts, women growing hair and the beards. That's what's going on in this place, man. Every kind of sexual perversion is served as an example of what the Lord is going to do to this place. And I, Lord willing, I'd be delivered from it, but I can't wait to see the Lord destroy this place, man, because it is needful. All right, Isaiah 13 verse 19, in Babylon, okay, when you read Isaiah the 13th chapter, it's speaking about Babylon. It's speaking about the future Babylon, all right, the daughter of Babylon, Babylon the Great. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, which is what America is, right? The best place to live on earth. Well, it used to be, because there is no throne anymore. But at its heightened state, it was the #1 place to be. That's why tourism was has been consistently at an all-time high here in Babylon. It says the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Why? Because the same vibration that is happening in Sodom and Gomorrah is happening here, but at a heightened level. And it says it shall never be inhabited. Okay? After the Lord is done judging this place, it's never going to be inhabited. And you see why the Lord is going to judge it so fiercely. It says, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall shepherds make their fold there. So after the Lord is done destroying this place, which we're coming to that point, it's never going to be inhabited again, because of the immense fire that's going to burn here, man, for a very, very long period of time. All right, this is Isaiah 3, verse 9. The show of their countenance doeth witness against them. So what they promote is a witness against you, man. See, these people don't think that there's a power in heaven that is going to judge them, that the eyes of the Lord is not upon this sinful kingdom. They just think that because judgment is not executed speedily against the wicked, that they could just continue to be this way. But no, the Lord has fully set in his mind that he's going to judge this place, man, in his fierce wrath. Okay? They think that they can just continue to do this because the Lord is slow to anger. But what? It said he will not at all acquit the wicked. So it says the show of their countenance doeth witness against them. They declare their sin as Sodom, right? The sexual perversion of every kind. They hide it not. Woe unto their souls, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. And that's what's going to happen, man. Bad times. You have rewarded evil unto yourself because you have promoted abominations. You have promoted wickedness and love to have it so. So you did it, and now the reward of your error is going to be meat, man. It's going to be good for you. Okay, so in that there, Lord willing, hey, this was edifying unto the elect. Once again, man, the Lord is showing you, he's showing us, man, that he's about to destroy this place. Okay, and every day is just more and more and more reasons why this place is about to be destroyed, man. Okay, as YAHAWASHI said, if he didn't shorten the days for the elect's sake, there'll be no flesh saved. All right, but the why YAHAWASHI, that he has his remnant, that he has his spirit, his YAHAWASHI on men and women. All right, even in the midst of this wickedness that's going on, that hates this, man, that is vexed with this, that is sighing and crying for all of this wickedness, because we are a small sanctuary compared to the masses of the people. So with that, call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakhakwadash. Till next time, Shalom. Wa Ababa Ball.